social media shows. Las Vegas is reopening. Are you guys all happy? Well, dice were flying, restaurants were jam-packed, and Las Vegas was hopping to reopening as we are all returning after more than 2 months of staying at home or shutting down. The good news, hotels and attractions were now becoming busier than expected. But the bad news is we are all wearing masks. They said it's the new normal. But overall, Vegas is back, but it may not be safe as we thought it would be. But you know what? People are not reckless as expected. But anyways, guys, welcome to opening Las Vegas back again. We're back. Businesses are opening, and I have few guests today that will be helping me out reopening our Las Vegas estate. And I'm gonna start with the lady on the left, top left, or right, on my right. On my right, no, on my left. I'm sorry, it's the camera thing. But anyways, the this is her name is Alyda Hart. She is actually a cellist, and she owned. I'm trying to find your name on my list. Sorry about that. Oh, she is actually coming from a home broken by a history of violence and neglect. She is struck out on her own at the age of 14 to discover her destiny. And on her journey of self-discovery, she overcome the difficulties of her past to build her life into what she has become today. An accomplished cellist, teacher, and entrepreneur. This young beautiful lady is the founder of Heart Entertainment, a music entertainment company that has provided music for corporate events in Las Vegas up until the recent COVID-19 closure. She also has a studio where she pursues her passion for teaching young musicians. Let's all welcome the gifted Alyda Hart. The next one on my left or right top. I'm sorry about that. I am confused on my left here, left and right here. She is the owner of LV or Las Vegas craft shows and put on vendor events year round at various venues. Her vendor sells mostly handmade items. The artistic Susie Engl. And the next one on the top, is it left? Yes, and on the bottom left. There you go. She is actually a registered nurse who moved to Las Vegas last year. She works as a home health nurse and is also in the middle of opening up an assisted living facility called Durango Gardens Senior Living. When the quarantine started, she became involved with a Facebook group called Vegas Community Strong Resource Group. Through that group, she began a smaller group of women and men that sew masks for those in need. And up to now, they actually made over 3,000 masks and giving it away for free. This lady is Amanda Richey. And the only man on my bottom left, right here, the only man in our virtual guest is an Irish and American citizen from Australia. Oh, you're an Aussie. I didn't know that. He is the owner of Nature's Grace LLC, a Nevada biotech company, supplement manufacturer. He is also a very amazing photographer, and he utilized photography as his hobby. He's been in Vegas since 2001. Let us all welcome the very charming Tom O'Connor. Thank you guys for joining me today. Hello?
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Before we go into our discussion about reopening Las Vegas, I just want to highlight some of you guys' resume. Actually, I'm gonna start with Tom. I always thought that you are just a photographer and a producer of content producer. I didn't know that you actually you are a scientist as well. So tell us more about the biotech company.
Uh, it's awesome. Let's just start there. We found that there was a need for a supplement to help people that have autoimmune related issues. So we put something together, and people love it. I didn't realize how complicated it was going to be, having to go through the hurdles for compliance by the FDA. So then I learned what I couldn't say. I can't actually go into a lot of detail about it, because if I told you, what I think it does and what I would expect it to do, I get in trouble. So we just sell it as a supplement. 3 years as an LLC, 20 years of production and research and development, probably even more so before it got turned over to me. And I can tell you that it's a great supplement. Anybody that needs a supplement should take it. I know it's kind of vague, but I could go on for a couple of hours, so I don't want to. But
so where can they find it? So where can they find where can they find you or these supplements?
Well, actually, watch this. I'll post a link. Nope, that's your link. I'm on Facebook. I'll post the link in the comments, which is Nature's Grace Global. Nature's Grace Global in Facebook. It's kind of just the last couple of days. We're trying to do a lot more things here in the United States. We manufacture the raw material here in the United States. We ship it to some wonderful people in Mexico who put it through a process called liposomal, and it increases the bioavailability of the supplement to your body. Because of what's been going on with travel restrictions and government opinions, Mexico, we're looking at doing more of that here in the United States. Which we've just realized this week, which is a shame, because a bottle that retailed for $165 a bottle, we've had to adjust the pricing, because we've discovered that to manufacture the same bottle here in the United States is you get $50 change from $32,000. So it's $31,950 to produce one bottle. $31,950 to produce one bottle here in the United States. So we're looking to adjust that. So right now we have a really good product at a really good price point, Nature's Grace Global, but the name of it is the letter I, the letter B, and the number 1. So it's IB1 is the product.
Nice. So your website is not ready yet?
Well, actually, it's kind of crazy, because we don't really look for shout outs. We really don't look for a lot of attention. We don't look for marketing per se, because it's word of mouth. People that know what it does or feel they know what it does and think they know what to expect. It's just a mechanism for them to buy it directly through Facebook. And of course, I have a merchant account with Wells Fargo. So they just buy it directly off of the website, which is Nature's Grace Global. But we don't have a website per se, because we're really not sure what we're allowed to say.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for lawyers.
Yes, yeah. Don't get there, because it's not easy. But anyway, yeah. Anyways, let's get to Alyda. I asked you earlier off on the air about you performing. You perform on one of the hotels here in Vegas. So are you still looking for performing on other venues?
Oh, of course. Owning an entertainment company, I can distribute many musicians to many casinos and whatnot and different venues. But as far as reaching out, it's just a matter of making a phone call, and that since this whole thing happened, having a good deal for them would also me, because I'm new to the business world. Just that I can find out.
How long you been? Yeah. How long you been doing this?
Well, it's a funny story. I've been um, for 4 years, and about I would say a couple months ago, that's when I started my new business, Heart Entertainment. So I'm learning ropes and seeing what's good and what's not good of business with different kinds of personalities and how people interact with each other. It's really interesting.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, there you go. It's just kind of cutting off, but yeah. But anyways, oh, that's amazing. And you are helping a lot of kids here in Las Vegas, right?
Well, currently, I don't have a bunch, not yet anyway. It's kind of hard to find um, students right now due to everything that's happening. So I'll opt to maybe video lessons. I've never done it because music is a very tactical thing, and you have to things that make sense. It would be a little good online, but there's always things to go around and work with.
So where they can find you, Alyda?
You can find me at heart-entertainment.com. That's my website. And Jade on Facebook. You can always send me a message on there.
Amazing. And I know Alyda is actually a very young entrepreneur. How old are you, Alyda, I may ask?
I'm 20.
Yes, she is so young, starting entertainment business. And are you ready to actually get into all those big company like that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I want to see a change. And I feel like people are out for blood, which probably is what makes them so successful.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, okay, trying to make a change, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, be ready for those thing. But you're gonna go ups and downs, and I see that you're gonna grow really huge.
Thank you.
And then Amanda, I actually met Amanda online on Facebook. I was trying to call a nurse to be on this show. And when I called all my friends, my nurses friends, I'm a Filipino, by the way, and we are all known that we are all nurses. And they are all busy today. So I went online and I found Amanda Richey. She is a registered nurse and just moved into Vegas. What makes you move to Vegas, Amanda?
I moved to Vegas to help start an assisted living facility. It's called Durango Garden Senior Living, and we're located in Centennial Hills. We should be open probably in August. And then I also am starting a caregiver agency called Durango Personal Care, and we'll provide caregivers to small assisted livings like Durango Gardens, and fill in like the gap when people call in sick and things like that. And then we'll also take care of anyone that needs it in their home as well.
So, when you said caregiver, as my own understanding, when you say caregiver, you have to be in certain age to get to a caregiving company. Is that correct? Am I correct?
To be a certain age for a caregiving company?
Yeah.
Or
When they,
anyone.
or go ahead.
I've never heard a certain age. I mean, you have to be 18 definitely to work for a caregiving agency, and you have to have certain certifications and everything like that, some training. But yeah, I don't think you have to be a certain age to own it.
Oh no, no. What I mean is to be in like to be as a patient.
Oh, as a patient. Oh, it's typically elderly. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
65 and older. But it really is if you have a disability, that you can be any age.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not disabled, but I want to be taken care of.
I know, right?
But anyways, the owner of Las Vegas Craft Shows. So tell us more about these handmade crafts, Susie.
Well, we have been around for 20 years, actually. I took over in 2015, and we do a lot of craft shows all year long at different venues like the Silverton, Santa Fe Station, now at the new expo at the World Market, Emerald at Queensbridge and such. And we have quite a number of vendors. Most of them make handcrafted items like jewelry, woodworking, crochet, bath and body, sewn items, you name it, all kinds of stuff. And pretty much year round, lots of people, lots of vendors, and right now we're doing them virtually because of the shutdown. So we are doing them online Wednesdays and Saturdays. That way my vendors get to sell.
So do you actually have like employees or volunteers to come and help you create those crafts?
Well, they're vendors. They buy vendor spaces, and I rent the venues, the ballrooms and stuff. We have between 70 and 120 vendors usually, and have a few thousand people walk through. It's my company. I have a silent partner, but other than that, I have one lady that helps me with marketing a little bit behind the scenes, and other than that, I have volunteers.
Oh, nice. Well, we have to definitely connect together because I need some of those crafts for my social media shows.
You should join our virtual event. You get an idea of what they do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will. But anyways, ladies, thank you so much for actually joining us today. We have all our guests. They are all here, located or based here in Vegas. They own businesses or performer, and we're gonna talk about the opening of Las Vegas. I believe that on June 9, when the Bellagio started opening or started that fountain out there. So what are you guys' opinion? What is your opinion about this opening? Is it a good thing for us, or what do you think as a business owner and performer? Anyone?
I mean, I can start. I felt that it did happen a little too soon. To be honest, I don't think we were quite ready. I think there was a lot of things happening in our nation at that time, and with all the protests and everything, I think that we did do it a little too soon. I think we were all more than ready to start, but that doesn't mean that necessarily it was safe to open up.
I agree, actually. I mean, because when you look around, especially once the casino opened, everybody was just storming them in, and people are in there with no masks and no social distancing and moving the chairs wherever they want them to be. And I understand, we were cooped up. We all want to get out. We need to get the economy going, of course. But we still have to be careful because there's still a virus out there and people are still getting sick, and even if it's not bad for you because you're healthy and all that, there's still people around us that are at high risk, and until they really know what's going on and how you get it or not get it, or how you can prevent it or not prevent it, we need to do what we can. And I'm all for people going out, but it would help if people wear their masks, keep the social distancing, and be careful. And if you're not ready to go out yet, yes, stay home. That's fine too. But we need to open, but we need to be careful.
Which is almost impossible.
True.
Because we've got, and on top of it, you've got all of our lovely neighbors from California. We love Californians, and they've all been cooped up, and they want to get out of Dodge. So where do they come? They come here, and they don't know. Not that we don't know, they don't know. And if we don't know and they don't know, then it becomes a multiplier of the potential for increased contamination, essentially. So, yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough one.
I was surprised that people were out so soon, actually. I would think that there would be some people out, but not as
Alyda, as a performer, as a performer, I know that there's our government help out there, but then it's not really done enough how much they make. What do you think? What do you think as a performer? Do you think that they should just, you know, as a performer, their only money stream is to perform on our resort. We With our resort shut down, they don't have any income. So
Right.
yeah, so as a performer, a lot of performer also are from other country. They're not really from here. They are all international. So if they leave, we are not gonna have performer. We're not gonna have income. Economy will really go down here in Las Vegas. Do you think this is a bad thing or a good thing?
That everything shut down for the performance. I think for the performance.
I believe you're cutting off. But yeah, so as a nurse, Amanda, I know that you guys are the front run for this pandemic, and do you expect that do you expect that there will be more patients coming into the hospitals because of this?
That's a really interesting question, actually. I think that my boyfriend is a nurse also, and we have discussed this a lot. And I feel that there may be more cases, but I don't think that they're going to be going to the hospital as often as they were before. Because I think that we're learning more about the virus. We're learning how to treat it at home, because a lot of times, a lot of people were clogging up the ERs, going there because they just wanted to get a test. They just wanted some sort of answer for anything, and so they were going to the ERs when they didn't need to. And now we kind of have more of a grip. Also the doctors' offices are now better equipped to handle this and see patients, because they were refusing to see even their regular patients for a while, sending everyone to the hospital. So I think that we may see an increase in COVID cases, but the hospital might be less backed up.
Do you guys, and as a nurse, or let me ask the other three first. Do you guys have any family or maybe close to you, close that you are guaranteed confirmed coronavirus patient or infected?
Not directly family, but quite a few friends, quite a few vendors who lost family members. And one of my really, really close friends, her niece almost died. She's on the front line, and she was fighting for her life. She survived. She's okay now. She's back on the front line, but it was a close call.
Well, I personally don't know anybody close to me that's gotten the virus at all. So
How
Well,
about
my wife's work colleagues came down with it. But Maria, the thing that what happened was that this is so infectious. You know, the argument that we're having in America right now, outside of the Black Lives Matter movement, is should we or shouldn't we taken such drastic action to shut down the entire economy for something that seems to have a relatively low death rate? Well, that's a conversation, but say that to somebody like Susie, who knows people personally that have died. That's an unacceptable response. What we did was, as a nation, we reacted and we shut down and we stopped the flow of the contagion of this thing. The economies are going to suffer, especially Las Vegas. We're the entertainment capital of the world. Love Las Vegas, love it. That's why I've lived here almost 20 years myself. But at the end of the day, this is so contagious. And a little bit of prevention can stop it. Now, the recovery rates for most people, sure. Have I known anybody that's ever died of the flu? No. You know, when I've got a bad batch of the flu, you know, it's horrible and you feel like death, sure.
Yeah, of course,
But
yeah.
this is so contagious that what we did was there was no rule book for this. So everything had to stop. And what's going to happen going forward, we still don't know. Thankfully, not as many people died as they thought that was going to happen. But now you're getting those Monday quarterbacks that are looking back at it, saying we did too little, we did too much, we did this, we didn't do that. And that's the new narrative, and that's a crazy conversation. The good news is that less people died than we thought were going to die. And that is good news. And of course, there's others that criticize that not as many people died. How can you criticize that? But people will criticize anything. You give somebody $100 in pennies, they're going to complain that it's pennies, you know? So it's one of those things.
Well,
That's my 2 cents.
yeah, actually, I understand that there's a lot of people died with this pandemic, and my question myself is not to actually disrespect those family who's actually grieving for their loved ones. Is should I stop myself from living, or I actually quarantined myself. I stayed home, and but I cannot handle having a mask actually, because I am claustrophobic, and every time I try to put mask, I cannot breathe. So what do you guys think about those situations? A lot of people said I cannot wear mask, or I don't want to wear mask. So how they can go back to their life, to their normal life?
I'm actually glad you asked that because I'm running into that issue at my vendor event because a lot of my vendors are not ready to continue, and we're not even ready yet. So we're hoping for the green light once they lift that 50 people restriction. But I will make it mandatory at my shows to have masks, my vendors and the guests. And the reason is we have a lot of older people at the craft shows, and we need to protect them. And I have some vendors that said, well, I can't breathe, or it's hard for me. So they're actually looking into getting one of those plastic face shields. So that way they can still breathe, they won't be constricted, and that way they can continue doing some of the shows or go out to the shows. So any face covering of some sort, that when you sneeze or cough or something, you don't have those droplets hit somebody else.
Got you. Yes, I heard about that plastic one. So anyways, so let's talk about reopening. How can we recover to this? What are your input? How we can recover on this situation that happened for almost 3 months?
Well, yeah, that's easy. We're Las Vegas. So instead of focusing on and with due respect to people that are claustrophobic, don't hate the solution, because if that solution isn't the right solution for you, it's like Susie said, you'll find a solution that is right. Google it, look on YouTube, look on Facebook, look on how other people feel. But so long as we hold true to that, stop the spread of coronavirus. How do you do that? Well, there's obviously things we can do. So, because you have to, disinfect, and you have to practice safe social distancing, because that's how it's transmitted. People are going to come to Las Vegas. We saw this after September 11th in 2001. Within 30 days, which September 11th, 2001, horrible. It crippled a lot of economies in a lot of towns around the United States. They were affected very bad. So was the airlines, obviously. But Las Vegas was at something like 80+%. I want to say as high as 90% within 30 days. So, we've got all those wonderful people from California that are just waiting to drive up here from Bakersfield and Barstow and, Victorville and Glenwood, and they all want to come here. That by itself is going to give us a small boost. Then we got people that want to fly in from all over the world. We have direct flights to Asia right now. So long as we can practice safe standards to where we can't transmit diseases. And this could be a good test for something which is on the horizon that we don't even know about, that could be far worse. So I'm all for practicing good hygiene. And I know a good friend of mine is watching this right now who rarely even washes his hands because it boosts his immune system. I'm not going to criticize him. I'm a fan of washing hands. Wash your hands. You should have washed your hands before this outbreak. And don't get your saliva on other people. And just do that. I think we'll be fine.
So
that, and you have to have also an open mind, an open mindset, and not dwell too much on the past 3 months, but say, okay, we're slowly reopening. We have to do it with caution. We have to be aware is whatever business you have is a smaller business. It may not be as crowded as it was in March. My March 1st show, I had 2,500 people walk through. I'm pretty sure in August I won't have 2,500 people walk through. But I'm grateful if we all start together, even if it's on a smaller scale, and then slowly build it back up from there as we get safer, hopefully, and wiser with all that.
did you guys, as business owner, Susie, have you ever had any situation where workers doesn't want to come back to work?
No, you mean now with the pandemic?
Yes.
I have vendors that already told me they're gonna wait till next year, and even younger ones. They just feel it's they're not ready, and and I agreed with them. Those that signed up already, that we transfer the applications to next year, so that way they have a space then. So I have some that are not doing August yet. I have some that are not ready till maybe later in fall, and I have some that are waiting till next year. So. But they're all playing it by ear too, because they are worried. Some people are still worried.
So do you have any issue about this pandemic, Alyda? Do you have like parents saying that they cannot bring their kids for the thing? For
For the one, sorry.
Did you have any do you have any issue when this pandemic starts? Did you stop actually? Did you stop teaching?
No, I have one student. I taught him online, and then when things started getting more clear, I to his home, and we both stayed quarantined. Before this ever happened, I was already quarantined, studying all the time, just starting at a young age. Anyway, with that, it's been hard as a performer. Rely on the events that happen, and you provide for them. Not happening, you can't provide for them. So we've just been waiting for these things to open and to need a there.
Amanda, did they when you are here since last year? So when the pandemic started, did you like gain extra hours to work, or do you stayed on your hourly or weekly hours?
I actually, when it first happened, I was not working at all. I was just getting ready to open Durango Garden Senior Living, and I got begged to take work. The company I now work for, it had a lot of people leaving to work go to New York, work at a COVID unit in Las Vegas, and so I was asked to come back and take care of their patients while they fought, the good fight and everything. So yeah, I picked up a lot of it.
Nice. Thank you for your service, by the way, Amanda.
Thank you.
How about you, Tom? I know that you've been actually stay at home by yourself for a while. So what changed when we got shut down?
My favorite bar just still up here in Centennial Hills.
Really? Why you never invited me?
Well, because, like Amanda, I'm up in Centennial Hills as well. And we moved here about 2 years ago. And it seems to be Tonopah to the rest of my friends from Las Vegas. It's not that far.
No, it's not.
It's not. Some people say, Centennial Hills, do I need a passport for that? No, you don't. It's okay.
My favorite waffle place is right next to this still thing in the same shop.
Yeah, I've had breakfast there many times. I love that place many times. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the butcher there to have hot food.
Yeah,
I know, right? He said he keeps training people to go somewhere else. That's a sign of management, but that's another story. So Maria, actually my sales increased because with a better immune system, everything's happier. But outside of that, no, I deal with people in government in a couple of different countries, and now it's kind of business as usual. I've learned. I didn't even know what Zoom was, though. To be honest with you, I know
Really?
about Skype. I didn't know what Zoom was. Yeah, sure, Facebook and but Zoom. And then I just learned today that my MacBook Pro has a really terrible front-facing camera, so I'm better off using my telephone. I didn't even know that. So, but I tell you, in all seriousness, I think that this has caused us all to be more reflective as a society. And Amanda, I have to echo what Maria says too. Thank you very much for your service. I really love those that work, especially RN, LPN, everything in the nursing industry. You are our frontline people. And when I did benefits for Clark County School District employees for many years. I always thanked those that served as a teacher or as nurses, because literally people have no idea what you have to go through, and that's before all of this. So I'm going to look to you, my camera left, and say thank you. Yeah, I know, right? But anyway, yeah, we've become more reflective as a society, and necessity breeds invention. So we're adapting a little bit, and I find the good in that.
That's
I
amazing.
think that, like, I was just thinking while you guys were speaking, like, I think one of the big things we need to learn as a society, as a culture, is patience.
Yeah.
And then we need to be respectful of people's decisions. I have a friend who they were told they were essential, even though I don't know if they were. And she was made to come back to work, and she was mocked for wearing a. And he was made fun of, and shamed really for taking care of us. Because I think that people forget that when you wear a mask, you're protecting others from your germs,
Yep.
not the other way around. And I think that's a really important thing to show. I respect you. I'm wearing this mask or face shield because I don't want you to have my germs. I have no idea if I have COVID. So many of us have no idea. So many don't have symptoms. They're contagious with not one symptom. And so I think it's about respect and patience opening up, really.
And we needed a dose of that. We needed a dose of respect and patience before this happened. As a society, we'd go barreling along, creating new things just for the sake of creating. And we got to kind of almost our zenith, and now all of a sudden we've had to create an artificial intelligence to create what we don't know. Okay, why? And a lot of societies, and Maria, you mentioned before about the Philippines, they are happy, and they live in the now. In the United States, we tend to always live in the future, in the next, and what's coming next. We often fail to stay still enough to realize where we are and appreciate it. But again, I have to, again, with the masks, have two dear friends that may be watching this, Steve and Carrie. Shout out to you guys. Those two are early adopters of the masks for those reasons. And they've been heavily mocked by people. I was really surprised to see them give openly and shamelessly on the internet, like openly call them names, like your fear isn't my concern and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, and not just, I'm just a loudmouth in here, but not really a plug either. But if you do go to my Facebook page, whatever it is, you'll see I did a test. I took 2 Petri dishes, 3 actually. I had a control, and then I had the one that I coughed in, and then I put a mask on, and I coughed really, really close. And then I set them out for, I think it was 24 and 48 hours, and I posted the results. And I posted as I did it because I wasn't trying to spew the mean. So Maria, if you've seen that, I seen that. And I tell you, statistics don't lie. If you both wear a mask, it's less than 1% of transmission, and that's not even washing your hands. So being respectful of somebody is a lesson that we've needed to have for a long time, and we've ignored it. I say we as a society. My dad didn't speak English when he came to America initially. When he was 19 years old, he spoke Gaelic. So, he worked as a laborer, and he was rewarded by his hands. And nowadays, we don't. I love America because you can just talk and get paid for it, But yeah, we need to be more respectful of each other, and this is something which I thought was going to force us to do that, but I'm not sure if it has.
Yep. Well, yeah,
I have fun with the masks. I have like 12 different ones. I match them to my outfit. I get compliments. Oh, I love your mask because I have paw prints on them, or Mickey Mouse or something like that. We have a lot of crafters, obviously, that make masks and sell them now. Some bling them up. I'm pretty sure if they start wearing those face shields, I can see them already putting stickers and bling and rhinestones and whatnot on. That's what I would do. Make the best of it. This is the thing. This is what my boyfriend always tells me. He loves that even when we get run down with no matter what hits us. Trust me, financially this has hit me horribly hard. But I have a way of bouncing back and looking forward and making the best of things. We are in this situation. We have to be hopeful and optimistic and make the best of things. Start slowly, wear your mask, be protective of others, like you said, which we really should be, and go on from there. And that's why I started these virtual events with my vendors, because we had a little vendor blender going on where we meet usually, and we did it online via Zoom. I learned Zoom during this thing, and I told each to bring an item to show what they're selling. And so they started chatting, hey, I want this. So I said, you know what, we're gonna do this live on Zoom or live on Facebook so you guys can sell during these times.
Nice.
So and I provided that free for all those that already paid for the vendor event, and they have been selling, and it's wonderful because it has helped them pay some bills in the meantime while they're waiting for their UI or PUA or whatever they're waiting for.
Nice.
Gotta make lemonade out of lemons. That's what you gotta do.
Absolutely.
And Amanda actually they actually made over 3,000 masks and give it away. So who actually benefited with this mask, Amanda?
Oh my God, countless people since we've done over 2,000 now. It's called Vegas Community Strong Face Covers. That's our group, and you can see a few of our masks, if you guys can see me. But we are getting a huge order to help enhance. We've done a lot of nonprofits. We've given to a lot of hospitals. Our mask has made it all the way to Italy at a naval base in Sicily. We've helped everyone from, big hospital healthcare organizations to doctor's office, social workers, to high-risk individuals, just elderly patients, people that are sick, low-income families, things like that. And we do take requests. If you go to the Facebook group, Vegas Community Strong Resource Group, join that group, and there's information right at the top for how to order masks from us, and we give them away for free.
Nice. I'm gonna share that. Well, guys, we actually reopened. And have you guys ever tried to drive through or maybe went to any hotel so far on the strip?
We tried to drive through early on, but there started a protest, so we ended up turning around. So no, but we have been to the station, Santa Fe and Red Rock Station casino, and it was packed.
Oh wow, yeah, that's what I heard. Everybody is just
I actually wanted to do a bike ride again on the strip before they opened. We did that before they opened, which was amazing. To see the strip closed was actually a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And we wanted to do that again, but that's when they closed it down because that shooting happened, and so we didn't feel safe going anymore. And now we can't really with everything going on, but we're trying to be carefully with masks and all to check things out, but not a whole lot yet.
How about you, Alyda? Have you been?
No, I haven't been on the strip at all. I've seen pictures of it being shut down and nobody being on there, and that's pretty crazy because I was born and raised in Las Vegas, and I've never seen that happen in my lifetime. 20 years.
Yeah, that's what they said. How about you, Tom? Have you been driven or went to any hotel yet?
I've driven by it. No, I haven't gone to any hotels. Like I said, I was just stoked that the still opened up back up here on Centennial. But no, sorry.
Well, I drove when it was shut down, but I haven't gone. I actually seen the Bellagio Fountain where they actually played 3 songs of Elvis Presley. And or Elvis, I probably wrong with that, but it's an old song. But anyways, according to a lot of people, everything is opening. I believe Westgate where I work actually opened a few days ago, but I never been called yet to work. Don't call me. But anyways, what is the good thing? What is the positive thing that this shutdown brought to your life, brought to you, guys?
I can start. This shutdown has changed my life. It's absolutely changed my life. I came to Las Vegas like late last year. I had no friends. I knew no one. I had no work connections, nothing. And I started this, community resource group on Facebook, which then led to making the mass group. And now I have so many friends, so many connections. I've helped so many people. It's been utterly life-changing for me. And my quarantine was not bad because I made the best out of it.
Nice. Count me in as your friend.
I will.
Well, one of my vendors actually, Julie and Jim Dannert from Julie's Fudge, they started creating a Facebook group, Las Vegas Henderson Coronavirus Barter and Help Trade, something. I never know the title. It has over 3,000 members now or something like that. And what they did is they offered help to those in need and started collecting foods and monies and clothes and all kinds. They changed the whole garage into like an open pantry. And so when people ask, hey, I can't feed my family right now, they would find somebody to deliver them food. They helped some of the homeless community. All kinds of stuff. Had really, really done great things. As a matter of fact, the governor even awarded her the first Hero of the Day award early on and stuff. So that was a positive thing to see how people can actually, again, turn this into a positive because they depend on their business, on their fudge, making fudge, really good fudge too. And they can't do that. So instead of sitting there moping, they ended up actually making something good, working their butts off, helping day and night, thousands of people getting help and supplies and all.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Post a link to the fudge. Send the fudge. Send the fudge.
Julie's fudge.
Alyda, okay. Did you recharge Alyda for this downtime?
Yeah, the positive thing is teaching online and touching the next generation. That's what I love about teaching children is their minds are so malleable and they have such a great imagination. And so it's really fascinating to work with them. Also, me starting music just so you're typically, for my goal, start when you're 4, 5, 6 years old. But I started when I was 15. Nice. So I spent a lot of my time studying and getting my mind in the right place, my spirit, my heart, everything in the right place before I can start helping others and reaching out and seeing what I can do to help. So that's the most important thing. And I've been learning, and chess is amazing for brain development, and I think I should study chess and aspects of life, and it's just, and for business, I think they should learn chess too.
Nice, yes. We should actually match. We should play chess together.
I started playing ping pong in my living room every day. We put the ping pong table in there and we play every day for a while, and we walk our dogs every night. We're in Providence, but we used to live in Centennial Hills, so I'm very familiar with that area, and that's why I did not add the fluff that so many people added while they were sitting at home just eating and drinking.
Yeah,
I played, kept myself busy,
Yep. And how about you, Tom? You must be like partying all 2 months long, huh?
Yeah. Well, I've got the Corona 25 pounds, I think I put on, but I've been eating too much fudge, maybe, I don't know. But seriously, I think humility, I think the positive thing that came out of this is humility, because, with what I do with the supplement, I have to deal with a lot of end of life, and as a photographer, which I love to kind of blow off steam, I kind of try to show people them against the backdrop, and it kind of shows humility a little bit. But I think that a lot of people have taken a pause and had to look inward a little bit, and I love that, because I always like to try to show people themselves looking inward. I want you to see what I see, and I think that people actually took the time to kind of look inside a little bit, and we're seeing some of that with some new laws that might be coming out, and if something's broken, you have to fix it. And I don't know how far you want to go on that, but I just remind people that Las Vegas, we defunded the police 1973. That's why our police have a sheriff's star. They don't have a police shield. The police department was defunded here in Las Vegas, and we do have a sheriff's department. It's Metro PD under the sheriff, who's an elected official. And so Providence and Centennial Hills were up in the Northwest Area Command, and Northwest Area Command, Section X, is doing a great job. Sasha is the captain over there, Captain Larkin, Sasha Larkin, and I think she's wonderful. And
Nice.
I think she's doing a great job representing our sheriff's department. So
Amazing.
yeah, so humility and looking inward and realizing that certain things are broken, we have to fix it. And that's good, because how many times do we all just say, well, that's somebody else's issue. We'll let that just go. That's not me. I've got nothing to do with it. What are we doing? We're sitting home watching Tiger King, for crying out loud? Come on.
Well, guys, we like Tom's mentioned earlier, the 9/11. We also have the shooting here, and we actually recovered on all these other tragedies that came to our life. I think this actually made us become a better person, because we stayed at home. We learned how to do things that we normally don't do. We actually gain extra time for the things that we lost. I lost a lot of time actually moving forward with a lot of things, a lot of projects, and now I actually move forward already in my quarantine days. I already moved step forward with the projects that I did. So I did a lot. I did gain a lot of time this quarantine time, and I am ready to actually go out there and actually live a happy life. So I think we are going to recover as a better people, better community, and better society.
Yep, I agree more. I couldn't agree more. Yep.
Hopefully so, yeah.
So let's give our final thoughts before we end up this show. Let's start with you, Tom.
Be excellent to each other. How about that?
Nice. Amanda?
Oh, me?
Yes, final thoughts.
I think, like I said, I'm going to reiterate respect and patience is some of the key things to learn from this. And I think that we need to learn to reach out to people, because not everyone is good at asking for help. So if you see someone struggling, don't just watch them. Reach out, ask them if they need help, offer help, don't be afraid.
Alyda?
And on that note, respect others, and I feel like this quarantine really, like Tom said, made you reflect on things, made you think about things, and hopefully you fix some train tracks in your brain so that now that you're interacting with people, you can be a better version of you to help others.
Amazing. Susie?
Make the best of it. Don't dwell too much on the past. Don't believe everything you read on social media. Check the resources. And again, be positive, be protective, but make the best of it. Look forward versus so much back.
Amazing. Thank you for all the words of wisdom, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. And for those viewers, thank you so much for staying with us. Please share, like, comment on our show. This show will be actually a real live stream on YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and Tweet. So watch for those things. You can also visit us at socialmediashows.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you again next week. Bye now.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Adam.
Thank you.
Bye.